Yeah, I think it's new for everybody. I think we got to be smart. She has worked her butt off this whole off season to prepare herself. We have an added advantage in that she played games in March, right, with USA Basketball, and so she has game exposure. She has game pace. She has game rhythm. She has game timing. And so we have an advantage. But we also want to be smart. She doesn't need every rep in practice. Like we want to continue to ramp her up. It's a long season, 44 games, and we play a heavy cadence of games in a week. And so we want to be smart in camp and make sure we I don't want to say ease her into it because she's ready for camp. But we want to make sure that we manage.
What you just heard? That's not a misquote. That's a direct quote from Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White. She's talking about Caitlin Clark, about managing her reps, about easing her into training camp. This isn't just a casual remark. This is a strategic revelation, a glimpse behind the curtain of the Fever's approach to their superstar. It's the kind of decision that sends tremors through the league, sparking immediate debate. Is this calculated protection or a miscalculation that could backfire spectacularly? The WNBA is watching. Caitlin Clark's durability has been her superpower. To suggest a tempered approach in training camp, it raises more questions than it answers. Is the team protecting an undisclosed vulnerability, or are they inadvertently creating one? This isn't just about practices, it's about perception. It's about readiness. It's about the very foundation of a championship contender. The whispers began subtle. Now they're a roar. The Indiana Fever, and specifically their handling of Caitlin Clark, is now under the WNBA microscope. Fans are asking, what exactly is happening behind closed doors? This isn't about rest days. This is about a philosophy. A stark deviation from the iron sharpens iron mentality that built Clark into a generational talent. Imagine the shock across the league. The most durable, electrifying player in recent memory, the one who faced relentless physicality and thrived, is now seemingly being treated with kid gloves. What message does this send to competitors? What impact does it have on Clark herself? An athlete of her caliber craves competition, craves the grind. To limit reps, to ramp her up slowly, as Coach White put it, could be a dangerous game. It risks dulling the competitive edge. It risks underpreparing her for the brutal 44-game season, a season where every possession, every minute demands peak performance. This isn't just training. This is the tactical shaping of a dynasty, and the strategy being unveiled is frankly shocking the league to its core. The question isn't just about Clark's health, but about the entire organizational approach. Are the Fever seeing a ghost from last season's injury woes, or are they making a proactive, albeit controversial move? The stakes couldn't be higher. Every drill, every practice minute will be scrutinized, because when it comes to Caitlin Clark, nothing is ever just practice.
The reps and what kinds of reps she's getting just to build her up so that she's ready to go. And we don't have any kind of questions about that.
I will say this quote worried me a little bit because it's almost like Steph White is talking about Caitlin Clark like she's injury prone, and Caitlin Clark has never been injury prone until last year. And I wouldn't even call that injury prone. I would say that she was dealing with soft tissue injuries that came at a very unfortunate time and were able to heal.
Rachel Demita's concern is palpable. It's a direct challenge to the Fever's narrative. She's never been injury prone, Rachel asserts. This isn't just an opinion, it's a foundational truth about Caitlin Clark's career. Her resilience has been legendary. To attribute the soft tissue injuries of last season to anything other than unfortunate timing ignores her history. It's a shocking reinterpretation of reality. If the coaching staff believes Clark is suddenly fragile based on a single, isolated period, that's a profound misdiagnosis. It suggests a reactive rather than a proactive strategy. This isn't how you build a champion. You don't wrap your most explosive asset in bubble wrap unless absolutely necessary. And the evidence, according to Rachel, simply isn't there. This isn't just about one player. It's about the entire team's confidence and how they approach the mental and physical rigors of a WNBA season. The implications of Coach White's comments resonate far beyond the practice court. Rachel's warning, echoing sentiments from NBA veterans, highlights a dangerous precedent. The idea that reducing reps or easing off intensity somehow prevents injury is a complex and often misunderstood concept in elite sports. Sometimes the opposite is true. Athletes get injured when their bodies are not adequately conditioned for the demands of the game. They get injured when they are not exposed to the full load of competition in a controlled training environment. This shocking approach risks creating a scenario where Caitlin Clark, who has always been known for her robust physicality and relentless work ethic, might be paradoxically less prepared for the grind. The WNBA pace is unforgiving. The physicality is intense. If Clark is not pushed to her limits in training, how can she be expected to perform at those limits when it matters most? This isn't just about a coaching decision, it's about the very science of athletic performance. It suggests a fundamental misunderstanding, or a hidden agenda. Fans expected to see Clark dominate from day one of training camp. Instead, they're hearing a strategy that feels like a handbrake. This is the shock of anticipation meeting an unexpected reality, leaving everyone to wonder, is this genius or is it a ticking time bomb?
Like she was fully healthy. And the thing that worries about me when you say she doesn't need to get every rep in practice or, we'll slowly ramp her up in training camp. Sometimes injuries come if you're not training hard enough and you're not ready for that load. And so obviously, of course, I'll leave it to the professionals. I'll leave it to the coaching staff. I'll leave it to the training staff. But that's one thing, like you hear guys talk about it in the NBA. You hear NBA veterans talk about it. Like the players now aren't lifting as hard, aren't doing as much repetition, and therefore they are getting injured, but also the pace of the game is a lot quicker. So
this is where the alarm bells truly sound. Rachel draws a parallel to the NBA, a league where veterans warn against the dangers of reduced intensity in training. The belief that less is more can lead to increased vulnerability, not decreased risk. This is the shocking truth no one wants to admit. Sometimes it's the lack of rigorous, consistent training that predisposes athletes to injury, especially when the game itself is faster and more physical than ever. Rachel's plea is clear. Don't treat her like she's this injury-prone player unless there's something we don't know. This isn't about being overly critical. It's about demanding transparency and a coherent strategy. If there's an underlying issue, the fans deserve to know. If there isn't, then this cautious approach to Caitlin Clark's training camp is a puzzling, potentially damaging decision that shocks the fundamental understanding of athlete development. But the Indiana Fever story isn't just about potential training camp controversies. There's another shockwave shaking the WNBA, one that speaks volumes about their long-term vision and commitment. While concerns about Clark's training linger, the front office just dropped a bombshell that solidifies a cornerstone of their future. This isn't just a contract. It's a statement, a commitment to sustained excellence, a promise to their burgeoning fan base. This move demonstrates the Fever are playing chess, not checkers. They are not just building for this season, but for the next half-decade. This shocking development shows a willingness to invest heavily in their core, signaling to the rest of the league that the Fever are not a flash in the pan. They are here to stay, and they are willing to spend what it takes to dominate. It's a stark contrast to the cautious tone around Clark's training, revealing a complex organizational strategy that demands closer scrutiny. Is this the push and pull of differing philosophies, or a carefully orchestrated balance between immediate performance and long-term sustainability? The WNBA landscape is shifting, and the Fever are at the epicenter, making moves that ensure they remain a headline-generating powerhouse for years to come.
Three-time WNBA All-Star Aaliyah Boston is signing a 4-year, $6.3 million contract extension with the Indiana Fever, giving her the richest total salary in league history to date. Can we give it up for Aaliyah Boston? That is so well deserved. That is so exciting, not only for Aaliyah Boston, but also for Indiana Fever fans. You can expect her to be staying with the Indiana Fever for the next 4 seasons.
This is the financial earthquake that just hit the WNBA. Aaliyah Boston, the 3-time All-Star, just signed the richest total salary extension in league history, $6.3 million over 4 years. This isn't just big money, it's groundbreaking money. It's the kind of shocking commitment that changes the game, not just for Boston, but for all future WNBA stars. It signifies a profound belief in her, not just as a player, but as the foundational pillar of the Indiana Fever franchise. This move screams confidence. It says the Fever are all in on their young core, solidifying a partnership that could define the next era of the league. While the focus has been on Caitlin Clark, Boston's deal is a potent reminder that the Fever's shocking potential is multifaceted. This isn't just about one superstar. It's about a tandem, a core that's now locked in for the long haul, setting a new standard for player value and team investment. Aaliyah Boston's historic contract isn't an isolated event. It's the strongest indicator yet of the Fever's all-in strategy on their young, dynamic core. This isn't just about rewarding talent. It's about securing a future dynasty. With Boston now locked in, the spotlight inevitably swings to Caitlin Clark. Rachel herself notes the expectation of Clark's future extension, whether a max or supermax deal, especially if she snags an MVP award this season. This is the strategic synergy that shocks the WNBA. You lock up your dominant post presence, who is still ascending, and you prepare to do the same for your generational perimeter talent. The Fever are building a powerhouse, piece by piece, salary cap be damned. This commitment sends a clear message to potential free agents. Indiana is where you come to win, where you get paid, and where you play alongside the best young talent in the game. This bold financial maneuver underscores their belief in the Big Three and their vision for sustained success. It transforms the Fever from a promising team into a certified threat, a team whose off-court moves are as shocking and impactful as their on-court potential. They are not just competing, they are setting the market. They are redefining what it means to invest in a WNBA franchise, and the rest of the league is now forced to react.
Kind of like they were for the Fever. Bree Turner is a good role player and seems to be somebody who is good for the locker room as well. So I have the Aces at number 2. This might surprise some of you guys because I know a lot of Fever fans were really upset with the Fever's free agency, but I still have the Indiana Fever at number 3 in my power rankings. And that is simply because they have a big 3 that is returning. They have 3 stars in Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston all returning to this team. Plus they have Lexi Hall and Sophie Cunningham returning. And with those 3 stars who have the possibility to be all WNBA.
This is the shocking take that will divide WNBA fans. Rachel Demita, despite acknowledging the fan uproar over the Fever's perceived underwhelming free agency, places them at number 3 in her power rankings. This isn't blind optimism. It's a strategic assessment of raw talent and existing chemistry. The Big 3 of Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston all returning forms a formidable foundation that few teams can match. Add in critical role players like Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham, and Rachel sees a dangerous blend of star power and supporting cast. This ranking is a direct challenge to the popular narrative of Fever disappointment. It suggests that the sum of their parts, especially with their top-tier talent, far outweighs any offseason misses. This shock ranking forces fans to reconsider their assumptions and see the Fever through a different lens, one focused on on-court potential rather than just free agency headlines. Rachel's bold placement of the Indiana Fever at number 3 is a shock that demands justification. Her reasoning is simple, yet profound. The undeniable talent of their returning Big 3 and the invaluable asset of existing chemistry. While other teams scramble to integrate new pieces, the Fever already possess a core that has battled through a season together, experienced the highs of victory and the lows of adversity. This isn't just about individual skill, it's about collective understanding, shared vision, and a locker room that's already forged. The synergy between Clark's playmaking, Mitchell's scoring, and Boston's interior dominance is a proven formula, a weapon that continues to evolve. Rachel's ranking is a vote of confidence in this established bond. It's a belief that the continuity, combined with the sheer talent, creates a ceiling higher than any perceived free agency shortcomings. This narrative block serves as a crucial bridge, shifting from the specific contract details to the broader on-court potential. It primes the viewer to accept Rachel's shocking ranking by underscoring the intangible strengths that numbers alone often fail to capture. The Fever aren't just a collection of stars, they're a cohesive unit, and that, Rachel argues, makes them a force.
The chemistry and locker room on your side, and we saw what the Indiana Fever did last year. Now, again, the Fever were one overtime win away from making the finals last year, and I guarantee you guys, if they would have made the finals with the team that they had, assuming that they all could have been healthy enough to play in those games, they would have beaten the Phoenix Mercury. They could have won a championship last year, and we saw how battered and bruised they were. Now, yes, that was a Cinderella story. I don't think if that were to happen to them again this season and they have so many injuries that they would win a championship.
This is the shocking truth that underpins Rachel's high ranking for the Fever, their near championship run last year. They were a Cinderella story, yes, but they were also one overtime win away from the WNBA Finals. Rachel's claim that they could have won a championship last year, even battered and bruised, is a powerful endorsement of their potential. It's a reminder that this team, despite its youth and last season's injury woes, possesses a championship DNA. This isn't mere speculation. It's a historical fact that validates their current shocking potential. The chemistry, the resilience, the ability to perform under pressure, these are the hallmarks of a contender. To dismiss them after such a remarkable season would be a mistake. The Fever's past performance, in the face of overwhelming odds, serves as a shocking preview of what they could achieve with a healthier, more experienced roster. This narrative firmly aligns with the title, proving the Fever are a team capable of delivering profound shocks to the WNBA. The Indiana Fever's journey is a tapestry woven with contrasting threads. The controversial training camp strategy for Caitlin Clark, the historic investment in Aaliyah Boston, and Rachel Demita's shockingly optimistic power ranking. This team, more than any other, embodies the volatile, unpredictable nature of the WNBA. They are a paradox, simultaneously lauded for their potential and scrutinized for their decisions. Will the cautious approach with Clark preserve her for a long season, or will it hinder her explosive start? Will Boston's record contract spark a new era of investment, or will it create unforeseen cap challenges? And can Rachel's bold prediction of a top 3 finish materialize, or will the weight of expectation prove too heavy? The shock element isn't just about one event. It's about the entire narrative surrounding the Indiana Fever. They are a team that constantly challenges expectations, defies conventional wisdom, and demands attention. From the training court to the negotiation table, the Fever are making moves that reverberate across the league, ensuring that the 2026 season will be anything but predictable. Get ready, WNBA fans, because the Fever are poised to deliver shocks on multiple fronts, making this one of the most compelling storylines of the year. The stage is set for a season of revelations, where every decision, every performance will either validate their audacious strategy or expose its flaws. Either way, it will be must-watch television.